Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So we are still currently in self-isolation. It's still, not fun, obviously. I really miss being able to do certain things, do a lot of things. And I don't know about other parts of the world, wherever you watch my videos, but in Ireland, they're taking it serious with this whole lockdown thing. It's not fun. And, been stuck at home for the last, month nearly, pretty much, other than going out and doing runs and stuff like that. There's not a lot I can even do. There is some kind of, silver lining. I got a call yesterday from my job to say that, would you like to come back? We need you back, basically. So obviously I said yeah, and which is good. It means I can start working again from home because I have all the stuff still in my kitchen, which is good. I'm real happy with that. I had a feeling something like that would happen, but yourself when you're unsure, during these times. So a little bit of update on what's happened in G-Man's life, during this whole self-isolation thing. Let's get into this topic that I want to talk about. So Chris Eubank Jr. actually was going to do this video, I think Sunday night, or Sunday at some stage, but I just, for whatever reason, never got around to doing it. I done a few other videos instead. Chris Eubank Jr. The only reason I'm talking about him is because about a week or so ago, 5 days, he was quoted as saying that neither Billy Joe or Callum Smith really wants the Canelo fight. Words to that effect. I could be paraphrasing there a bit, but basically alluding to the fact that Canelo shouldn't be even looking at Billy Joe Saunders or Callum Smith now or in the immediate future, because it's pretty much a done deal that he'll fight Triple G next as opposed to fighting Billy Joe Saunders. It looks like we're not going to get boxing until July, right? Realistically, it looks like we're not going to get it till July. So that's too much of a turnaround for Canelo, and I think Golovkin was meant to have a mandatory with the IBF. I think that, again, that's too much of a turnaround, even if both guys win their fights easily, which I would highly doubt. Maybe Golovkin, but probably not Canelo. So looks like we're going to get that fight next. Eubank Jr. obviously putting his name in the hat. Then he wants to be someone who's going to take on Canelo. He's called Canelo out in the past. I remember the way Eubank Jr. used to call people out. Like, I remember when Canelo and Triple G had their first fight. At that stage, Eubank Jr. was signed up to the World Boxing Super Series, and no sooner did he sign up to that and obviously get tied in, I think it was before he fought Yildirim, he was calling out the winner, saying, I want the winner next. And it's like, people were commenting, being like, how stupid are you? You sign up for a tournament that's going to go on for potentially a year, and you're calling out the winner. So he's done that before. He's called them out, and to be honest with you, in some sense, I think the call outs, are they genuine? I think when he's calling Canelo out, at least prior to now, I think a lot of that was just to get his name in there, just to kind of maybe boost his stock, or just have his name associated with Canelo, because a lot of the time when he was calling him out, he was never going to get the fight at all. So I think back then he was doing it just to bolster his name and just get his name out there. Whereas now you start wondering with Eubank Jr., because he's 30 years old now, is he 30, 29? And he's had those losses. He got the win over James DeGale, but let's remember, that was a James DeGale probably 5 years removed from his best. And even then, Eubank Jr. won that fight, but when James DeGale had his timing about him, he actually could box, because there was moments in that fight where James DeGale, his timing wasn't that bad and he could box with Eubank. You could see James DeGale was the better boxer, and you could tell that was James DeGale of 2015, 2014. He'd beat Eubank. Eubank has gone on, he's worked with Virgil Hunter briefly, he's worked in the Mayweather gym briefly, he's now working with Roy Jones. I don't know how long that's going to last. Obviously he's worked with Adam Booth in the past. He's had, what was the guy's name, Ronnie Davis. So Eubank Jr., he has been someone who's just gone from trainer to trainer to trainer to trainer. And out of all the trainers Eubank Jr. has worked with, or been in camp with, to be honest with you, and I've criticised this trainer a lot on this channel and said I don't rate him that highly, but I think Eubank Jr., he missed the boat when he didn't stick with Adam Booth. Because if you look at Adam Booth, how he trains his fighters, he gets his fighters to use their athleticism to win fights, which is what Eubank Jr. does. And I think Adam Booth could refine that and could make him even better, basically, because that's how Eubank Jr. wins a lot of his fights, just athleticism and having a particular style that he likes to fight against, the guys who square up their shoulders, come forward. He can get them uppercuts off. So Eubank Jr. in terms of going from trainer to trainer, it's been what it was. He's been going from one to another, which is not good because you can pick up new things, but if you stick with one trainer for a couple of fights and then go on to another one, if you're anyway good, you take what that old trainer's taught you. If you're only going into that camp just to have a cup of coffee and you're going to another trainer, it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And I think Eubank Jr. at this stage now, he's got to be in his 30s, early 30s anyway. He's probably starting to come to the end of his athletic peak, and when you start losing a bit of that athleticism, that's when your boxing skills really need to be sharpened. And Eubank Jr.'s boxing skills ain't great. At this minute in time, he has no fights on the horizon. There's been no talk of him fighting anybody. He fought, what was the guy's name, Korobov, back in December on that Charlo undercard, and he got the win. It has to be said, he got the win over Korobov, but Korobov was injured. And in the first round, Korobov came out and was putting it on Eubank. He was doing what he needed to do in that first round. Then he got injured. So there was talk about him fighting Charlo next at 160. Jamal Charlo, not Jamal. I always get them mixed up. Jamal Charlo. There's no word about that anymore, or at least I haven't heard anything about it recently. He's calling out Canelo. At the end of the day, if he fought Canelo, he would get iced. I think most people would say that, would pick that, because Canelo is just a different level. He's a different beast to Chris Eubank Jr. He'd probably stop Eubank Jr., truth be told. I know Eubank Jr. says he's got a good chin, but I think Canelo would stop Eubank Jr., especially if it's at 168. Canelo seems to be hitting pretty hard at 168. So, yeah, it's a weird one. Eubank Jr., going into that George Groves fight, which would be 2 years ago now, he seemed to have, a lot of momentum behind him. And that George Groves fight, it's almost like that took something out of Eubank. It's like he could get over the Billy Joe loss. I'd say he's got over it. But it's like he could get around that Billy Joe loss because it was close-ish. He had moments in that fight where he was successful. But it's like that George Groves fight just took something out of Eubank. It's just like he's been inactive. He's never quite been right after that. Because let's look back to last year when he fought the Gale. He fought the Gale in February, didn't fight again until December. And he was saying after the Gale fight, 3-4 fights, 2019, he only had 2 fights. And one of them was, just kind of thrust upon us. If you remember how that Korobov fight was announced, it just kind of seemed to come out the blue. You check your phone 1 minute, there was nothing there. You check it the next minute, you're like, oh, Eubank Jr. versus Korobov? Where'd that come from? So, he was meant to be fighting John Ryder at one stage, I think, last year, which, that might not have gone well for Eubank, truth be told. So, it's an interesting one. I don't know where Eubank Jr. is going from here or what's going to happen with him, but in terms of moving forward, would Canelo take a Eubank Jr. fight, after Golovkin? He might, He might. I mean, obviously, Eubank is with Al Heyman, so, that might, add issue to it, because God knows what'll happen there. But he might, because maybe Canelo might look at Eubank and think, you know what, that's an easy fight. It is that's an easy fight. I can outbox this guy, I can hit him to the body, I can do all these kind of things. I've fought Danny Jacobs, Sergey Kovalev, and Triple G more than likely next. Why don't I take an easy fight? Give the guy a payday, take an easy fight, and then, maybe fight a Billy Joe or Callum Smith sometime next year. Maybe that's what's going to happen. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. What's going to happen with Chris Eubank Jr.? Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe, of course, if you are new. And I will talk. So before I go, I just want to say thank you for dropping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. I mean, all the support, all the things that have happened on this channel over the last year have been incredible. If you're new to the channel, as you see on screen there's a couple of older videos that I have. Some of them aren't really relevant now, to be fair, but some of them are, like my Fighters with a Problem series, stuff like that. If you like any of this, please subscribe. Like the video you just watched, share it, do it, all you gotta do. Let's try and keep this channel going, because I love doing this and I love interacting with the fans, and I love hopefully the fans love watching my videos. So thank you for dropping by. I've been G-Man. I will talk to you.